Happy Money Making Monday to everybody out there. CJ Curry back with another MLB player prop video. Shout out to everybody who subscribes to the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button now. We're dropping videos Monday through Friday covering NBA, MLB player props. Of course, there's no NBA today, so we have to pivot over to the next best sport, which is Major League Baseball. So I got 3 different picks that we'll discuss in today's video. But before we get into the picks, I got to pick somebody from the comment section of the last video, which was on Friday, to win a free month of Dub Club. And I've gone ahead and done that. It's Miss Whaley1120. Her pick of the day was Keegan Murray to have more than 6 rebounds plus assists. And I'm happy to announce that you were right. Keegan Murray had more than 6 rebounds and assists. I think he finished that game against the Clippers with 9 rebounds and assists. So all you have to do now is go down to the free link. There's a Discord link down in the description of today's video. Click that link, join the Discord, and then shoot me a DM. Once you DM me, I'll send you a special Dub Club link that'll get you a free month of Dub Club where you can get all the picks, plays, and parlays that myself and other trusted community members are sharing each and every day. On top of that, we're sharing stats and information to help you make smarter bets. We've got bots in the Discord and all of that fun stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and claim your free month of Dub Club by doing exactly what I said. All right, for those of you who still want to win a free month of Dub Club, this might be your day today. All you have to do is be a subscriber, hit the like button, and comment your favorite player prop of the day down in the comment section below. If I randomly choose that comment from the comment section and that player prop hits, then you could be the next one in the next video to win a free month of Dub Club. All right. So what are we doing today? We're doing the MLB thing. Like I said, NBA is on a break. They're going to be back at it, back in action tomorrow. There's going to be a 2-game NBA slate. You guys, if you want me to drop an NBA video for today, for tomorrow's games, I could do that for you. Let's try to get 100 likes on this video. 100 likes and I'll drop an NBA video and we'll do double duty today, an MLB video and an NBA video. Let me know if that's something you want to see. All right, talking about today's MLB picks, there's a couple of hitters that kind of caught my eye. We're going to start with this guy, Paul Goldschmidt of the New York Yankees. I'm liking the over on his 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Historically speaking, if you look at the BVP numbers, batter versus pitcher against Seth Lugo, who's today's expected starting pitcher for the Kansas City Royals, Goldschmidt's done really well against him. He's had 11 career at-bats. In those 11 at-bats, he's had 7 hits. Of those 7 hits, 2 of them went for extra bases, meaning a double or triple or a home run. It could even be that. And he has 2 home runs. So 2 home runs against Seth Lugo. Obviously, a home run would put him well over 5.5 fantasy score if he happens to hit one in. He also has 2 RBIs, 2 walks drawn, which is nice for fantasy score. Not so nice if you play the hits, runs, and RBIs, because hits, runs, and RBIs, they require you to get a hit, get a run, or an RBI. So if the hitter gets walked, it doesn't count toward that 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs prop, which is why I like going with a guy like Paul Goldschmidt, who has walked against Seth Lugo in the past. And his OPS against Seth Lugo, 1.874. So really good historical numbers against Lugo in their previous matchups. Now, on top of this, when we go and take a look at the top projected offenses today, the top projected offenses are the Los Angeles Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, and coming in a close third place is the New York Yankees against Seth Lugo. So this kind of looks at how a team is expected to perform overall, and this matchup looks like a good one for the Yankees against Lugo. So let's get you a projection now for Paul Goldschmidt on his hitter fantasy score. Now, if you're using a projection model or projection system like I am, then you want to make sure that you're using DraftKings projections, because DraftKings projections score exactly the same as the hitter fantasy score on PrizePicks, but FanDuel projections are the same projections that PrizePicks uses for pitcher fantasy score. So if you're looking at hitter fantasy score projections, use DraftKings. If you're looking at pitcher fantasy score projections, use FanDuel projections. Hopefully that little nugget of information helps you out. But nonetheless, Paul Goldschmidt projected for about 7 hitter fantasy score, according to The Bat by Derek Carty. You can find this over on Roto Grinders. It is the most accurate MLB projection model that is out there. As accurate as it is, it ain't going to get them all right, though. Nothing's ever going to get every single pick right. Otherwise, PrizePicks wouldn't be in business. We would have shut them down many years ago. But This projection of 7 hitter fantasy score looks really good. Let's get you another projection. For that one, we could come over here to RotoWire, which also does a fantastic job with their player projections. So if you look at Paul Goldschmidt, they're liking Goldschmidt over hitter fantasy score, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, and over 0.5 singles. But for this case in point, we're looking at the hitter fantasy score. If you come down here and look at Paul Goldschmidt over the last 10 games, he's actually done a really good job with his hitter fantasy score at 5.5, 70% hit rate. So he's done a good job here going over 5.5 fantasy score in 7 out of his last 10 games. But he's projected today for 7.17 hitter fantasy score against Seth Lugo. So that's pick number 1, Paul Goldschmidt over 5.5 hitter fantasy score. Pick number 2, we're sticking with the hitters. We're sticking with the hitter fantasy score. And I'm going back to this guy who, let's be honest, he had a bad series against the Chicago Cubs. I was talking to somebody in our VIP Discord today. I was like, yeah, he had 12 at-bats against the Chicago Cubs, only 1 hit against the Cubs, no walks drawn against the Cubs. I mean, he's due for a bounce back, and this could be the spot where he does bounce back. Now, in terms of top projected offenses today, we talked about it already. The Los Angeles Dodgers against Antonio Senzatella are the top projected offense on today's MLB slate. There's some players in this roster, in this lineup today for the Los Angeles Dodgers that hold good historical numbers against Antonio Senzatella. So if you come over here to this batter versus pitcher tool that RotoWire offers, you could see that guys like Michael Conforto, Mookie Betts, Tommy Edman all hold really good numbers against Antonio Senzatella. Now, there are some guys that have bad numbers like Max Muncy, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith, who have not done so well against Antonio Senzatella. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what about Shohei Ohtani, the guy that we're discussing here for 9 hitter fantasy score? Now, I went and I dug a little deeper here, and I was able to find some game logs of Shohei Ohtani versus Antonio Senzatella. He has actually faced Senzatella a total of 5 times in his career, which is a small sample size, which is probably why he's not on that batter versus pitcher report. Just not enough at bats, not enough historical sample for us to really consider it. But I will say this, 5 at bats, 3 hits against Senzatella. He's drawn 1 walk against him as well for a 1.267 OPS. Now, one other thing that I want to point out that really helps a hitter when it comes to hitter fantasy score is stolen bases. You get 5 hitter fantasy score for every base stolen from a hitter. And as you guys might have known, Shohei Ohtani hit for more than 50 home runs and had over 50 stolen bases, the first player in MLB history to ever do that. Well, he gets a green check mark in terms of stolen bases versus Antonio Senzatella. So Senzatella is the type of guy that you could steal bases against. He's notorious for allowing bags to be swiped against him. And obviously Shohei Ohtani is one of the top base stealers out there. So that just further solidifies for me Shohei Ohtani as a solid fantasy score option, even though he's coming off of kind of a 3-game slump in that Chicago Cubs series. So what about the projections for Ohtani? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go back over here to The Bat by Derek Carty. When we type in Shohei Ohtani's name, 11.71 is the fantasy score projection for Shohei Ohtani. Again, his number on PrizePicks is at 9. So I would expect this maybe to get bumped up to 9.5, but we'll see. PrizePicks is notorious for bumping things up, bumping things down. But love that first projection there for Shohei Ohtani of 11.71 hitter fantasy score. We'll also go check out RotoWire and get you a second hitter fantasy score projection. So all you do is come over to their handy dandy PrizePicks tool, punch in your favorite player's name, in this case Ohtani, and you got him going over or leaning more for 1.5 total bases. You could also take the 9 hitter fantasy score. You could take the walks if you wanted to, or you could take the singles. All of them are projecting over. But in this case, we're looking at the hitter fantasy score, and we pop open this player card for him. 16.13 hitter fantasy score is his projection according to the RotoWire projection tool. 16.13. He's at 9 hitter fantasy score over on PrizePicks. So quite a big gap or differential between these projections and the PrizePicks line. 7.13 to be exact. So liking some Shohei Ohtani for more than 9 hitter fantasy score. Which brings us to our third and final pick of the video. If you guys are liking what I'm doing here, hey, leave me a like. Let's try to get 100 or more likes. If we get that, I'll drop an NBA video here later on today. But you guys are going to have to move fast because time is ticking. But anyway, third and final play, pitcher strikeout combo. I've been looking at this one this morning. Framber Valdez and Sonny Gray for less than 12 pitcher strikeouts. Obviously, Houston Astros versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Both of these pitchers are pretty good. Sonny Gray's only issue is he doesn't really go too deep into games. So if the Houston Astros can get to Sonny Gray early on in the game, then hey, it might be a short outing for Sonny Gray. In terms of matchups today, hot and cold matchups, Sonny Gray is considered to be a hot pitching matchup, so we'll just have to see if he lives up to that billing. But let's take a look at the projections here. I've been using the EV Analytics plus the bat to kind of help with pitcher fantasy score, pitcher strikeout combos, stuff like that. So if we head over here to the strikeout category and we look for Sonny Gray is going to be projected for about 5.55 pitching strikeouts. Okay, 5.5. And then we look at Framber Valdez. Valdez is projected for about 5.62 pitcher strikeouts. You kind of add those two together and you're at about 11.1 pitching strikeouts, putting them under 12 pitching strikeouts when you combine the two numbers. Now, again, every pitching player prop is going to be a little bit different. So we're going to slide back over here and take a look at RotoWire's projections for Sonny Gray strikeouts. His projection over here is 5.41. Again, his individual line is at 6, so 5.41 for Sonny Gray. And then we take a look at Framber Valdez. Valdez's individual strikeout projection is sitting out here at what? Less than 5, 4.75 strikeouts for Framber Valdez. So when you combine the two, that puts him well under 12 combined pitching strikeouts. So I would be leaning toward the under on this particular pitching strikeout combo for Framber Valdez and Sonny Gray. Wouldn't be surprised if this one comes down to about 11.5, but we'll just have to see how the sports bettors out there are stacking up with this particular player prop. But that's it for today's video. Now's the portion of the video where I turn things over to you. Are you liking these plays, hating these plays, taking them, fading them? Leave me a comment down in the comment section below, or it could just be your favorite player prop of the day if you want to win a free month of Dub Club where you can get all of our picks, plays, and parlays sent to you via Discord each and every day. And if you guys want me to drop that NBA video, let's try to get 100 likes on this MLB video, and I'd be happy to show up again for you later on in the day, and we'll drop a video for tomorrow's NBA games. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow for another Prize Picks video. Good luck.